The DEX fee is gone with the MetaChain release. Welcome to another DeFiChain video. My name is Kügi, and as always, I try to provide you with data and insights so that you can make smart decisions for yourself. Today, let's talk again about the MetaChain, and this time I want to focus a bit on the tokens on DeFiChain, in the whole ecosystem, and what changes with the MetaChain release. And in the end, we will always also look a bit on the DEX fee situation, or what the MetaChain means for the DEX fee, for the stabilization fee of 30% that we have right now. So first, as a bit of a recap reminder to have the whole situation better understand it, say it this way, what will we see once MetaChain is released? We have our ecosystem where we currently have the UTXO layer, we have the native DeFi layer, and with the MetaChain release, we will also get a third layer on top, which is the MetaChain. MetaChain is a full EVM, so it's 100% EVM compatible with all the smart contracts and all the things that you see on Ethereum, for example, and it will be on top of our other stuff. So you can use our native DeFi as you use it right now. You can use the UTXO layer. If you just want to stay down here, you don't even need to care about the DMC. And also in the other direction, people who will come in fresh and just start using the EVM layer, they will use it with the standard tools they have, MetaMask or whatever, and don't care about the native stuff. But we have the combination. And that makes a few things different to other EVMs, not for the user itself on the usage of the EVM, but in the tokenomics, if you want to have it like that. So what are the differences? First, every EVM has a native coin. And the native coin on Ethereum, for example, the native coin is ETH. And on the MetaChain, the native coin is DFI. But other EVMs, where you have only the blue part, only the EVM on the whole chain, where the whole blockchain consists only of the EVM, the native coin is created in the chain. So you have in the EVM, you have the creation of those coins. We don't have that. We have in the DMC, we need the DFI for gas and everything, but no DFI are created on the DMC level. They are all created as they are right now in the lower levels, basically, which is the block rewards for staking, for liquidity mining, and so on. So the emission of DFI stays exactly as it is right now. It goes down every 2 weeks, I think, and it's we have our defined emission with the inflation and everything, but there is no additional coins coming for the DMC. But you need DFI up here. So if DFI are needed in the MetaChain for whatever, for gas, for collateral in projects, for burns, for liquidity mining pools, and so on, all the DFI that are needed on the MetaChain layer need to come from the circulating supply that's currently just distributed across those two layers. So basically what it means is our DFI, the circulating supply of DFI, will now get distributed over 3 different layers. Maybe a quick reference in numbers, no prediction or anything, just to get a feeling what I mean here. Currently we have 750 million DFI circulating supply in total, distributed over master nodes, liquidity mining pools, collateral in vaults, and so on. 750 million. They are currently distributed across the whole native DeFi area. And now, if, for example, the MetaChain has utility and use cases over the next weeks in projects where they need or where there is demand for 100 million DFI, for example, just a number, then that means from the 750 million, 100 million need to get transferred up here. So we only have 650 million DFI left down here, which is a change in the supply situation. Simple as that. Everybody can think for themselves what that means or what it could mean. Also, what you think, how much DFI will be needed over the next weeks or months in the MetaChain what demand we will see. So as I said, no prediction. It could be that it's only 1 million and from the 750 million, only 1 million moves up. Or it could be that it's 300 million. I don't know. We will see. It will be interesting to watch. But that's to understand how the coins move. So nothing is created up here. And similar to that, so on the MetaChain, you have the native coin. You have the EVM native coin, DFI. On a EVM, you also have ERC20 tokens. I mean, ERC20 tokens, as described in the other videos, if you didn't watch them or don't know what ERC20 tokens are or how they behave, watch the other videos about the MetaChain system in general. ERC20 tokens are just smart contracts that behave like tokens on the EVM. So like any other EVM. And they can be used by normal EVM tools. And we will have any ERC20 token that users create up there. And with normal ERC20 tokens, they are minted on the MetaChain. So when users create an ERC20 token, they decide to initially have a supply minted and no more minting, or they decide that they can mint and burn how they want. So everything belonging to the owner of the token, basically. But they are always created up here. That's the normal EVM ERC20 version. We, with MetaChain, have one special thing, because we have the native DeFi, additionally to our EVM layer. And there we already have tokens. We have the DATs, the asset-backed tokens from Cake, where we have the Bitcoin, Ethereum, Data, and so on, where Cake has the collateral and it's 100% backed tokens on the chain. And we have the loan tokens, the DUSD and the D tokens that are minted on the native level from the loans and everything. And those tokens exist on the native layer. And now with MetaChain, similar to the DFI, we will have the ability to move those tokens up on the MetaChain layer, where we call them DSD20s, which behave or look like normal ERC20 tokens on the MetaChain. So any MetaChain tool or any EVM tool, any user there can use those tokens immediately after the release as normal ERC20 tokens. So you have DBTC, DETH, DUSDD, and also DUSD, DTesla, and so on, available right from the start on the MetaChain. But they can't be created up here. Again, same as DFI with the native stuff, those coins can't be created on the MetaChain layer. They need to come from the native layer. So any BTC that are used up here from this token needs to get moved up. Same with the USD, ETH, and DUSD. So again, as a reference, when we have currently 150 million DUSD in the system. That's what we have here, 150 million, around 150 million DUSD. If MetaChain now needs 10 million, 50 million DUSD because users want to do something with it, that means they need to move up and the circulating supply down here is reduced by that. And also the same way down. So same here, you can move up or down. Here you also can move up or down. So keep that in mind. Tokens, all our native tokens, will be available also on the MetaChain, but they can't be created up here. So any demand for those tokens up here creates in the same amount in demand down here. And once you understood that, the next thing that's important regarding tokens is the DEXs, or basically the price. Because down here, let's add it. Down here we have our native DEX. There we have the price. There we have already running arbitrage bots that make sure that our native prices, the crypto prices, are the same as in the rest of the space. So the DeFi price, the Bitcoin price, the Ethereum price, everything is arbitraged with the central exchanges. And we also have the D token pools, where we have the D token DUSD pools, which are kept at the level with the future swap, and we have our gateway pools where we currently have the 30% fee. So those prices we have down here where you can trade with a lot of liquidity. Most of the pools you can trade the tokens. On MetaChain, on the EVM, we don't have one central DEX. there is no predefined thing on the MetaChain or on the EVM, but up there anybody can create a smart contract that behaves like a DEX, or that provides the functionality of a DEX. And you already see smart contracts or DEXs on the Shanghai, on the testnet. Vanilla Swap are already tested heavily, and we know that Jelly Swap will come. I didn't see a test version yet, but they will come, and I think there are others also that already announced that they will do a DEX on the MetaChain. So we will have multiple DEXs, and on those DEXs, everybody can create a pool. So down here, we have only the pools that are defined by the protocol, by the consensus. And up here, we have anybody can create a pool. So for example, again, using our DSD20s, we will have the Bitcoin, and we will have MicroStrategy, our DMS3, our D MicroStrategy. And down here, we can trade that with a composite swap. You don't have one pool with those two. But up here, if someone decides, I have Bitcoin and I have also MicroStrategy, and I want to keep both and put them into the liquidity mining, but don't have any other coins to pair it with, they can say, I do that, I create a pool, I provide liquidity, and if people trade those two directly and use that pool, I get commission. So that's the way the liquidity mining works there, and anybody can create a pool. So we will have a lot of pools. In my opinion, we will definitely have all the pools we have natively, because any pool that we have natively, if we create the same swap possibility up here, you can directly arbitrage it. You can buy or sell down here, move coins up, and then do that here. So via this arbitrage between the layers, those prices will stay on the same level that we have down here, which means also there won't be too much price fluctuation in the beginning. Short term maybe, but won't take long, because we have a lot of liquidity down here with the stable prices, and whatever happens up here, it could or can be arbitraged, and the price moves back into the range or close to the stuff. Arbitrage, always the spread is the fee. So we will talk about the DUSD price soon. But overall, keep in mind that once we have the MetaChain and we have a DEX up here, all those pools that are also existing down here gets arbitraged, and therefore it's a good service also for the new users of the MetaChain. Because if you now launch the MetaChain and you launch a DEX with all those tokens, Bitcoin and stuff, and then people come in and say, okay, I'm going into MetaChain and I want to buy Bitcoin, I want to buy Ethereum, whatever, they should have good prices. It shouldn't be that just because the DEX started and MetaChain is fresh, that they pay a big premium on the Bitcoin or anything. So I think it's pretty good that we have directly the already existing tokens, and therefore can do the arbitrage directly and have the stable prices up there, even though the liquidity will only ramp up. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Check the liquidity before you trade up here. But yeah, beside that, everything's good and arbitraged. But it also means that you have a lot of pools up here. You have multiple DEXs, and on those DEXs you have multiple pools, because everybody can create a pool. And it will get interesting how many people provide liquidity there, what commission we have there. Because another important thing, due to the arbitrage, we will see a lot of trading in those pools, because the arbitrage means you buy here, you sell here, or the other way around, which is commission. Commission is real yield. So those pools will pay a good yield just because of the direct arbitrage between the layers. So those pools will get interesting for liquidity mining, which means they attract liquidity. So keep that in mind. We will have DEXs up there, but also one important thing, those DEXs are standard community projects, and I expect them to have no extra fee. So the DUSD fee that we have down here will likely not apply to those. I mean, every project can decide what they want to do. So maybe, I don't know, I really don't know. Maybe one project do it, adds fees, but I honestly expect none of them to add an extra fee, because why should they? And that leads us to the topic about the the USD DEX fee. So let's take a bit of a closer look on how the whole thing works. If we have now the USD, now let's focus just on the USD token and the USDD token. In the end, it doesn't matter if this is USDD, USDC, Bitcoin, some crypto. Basically, you can think about it. This is the crypto side, this is the D token side. I just take the USD and the USDD as a reference. Now, down here, we have the native layer, native DEX with the fee, and up here, it's the DMC with any DMC DEX with no fee where I can trade it. So the paths between those tokens or the layers, you can always transfer them up or down with transfer domain, whatever you want. Basically no fee, it's just a native transaction fee. But that's basically not there. And up here, you can swap in both directions without any fee or anything. And down here on the native side, you can always buy the USD without a fee, but you can only sell the USD with the 30% fee. So that's basically how you can move around. And now, regarding the fee, we have the situation that someone, for example, wants to sell the USD from on the native side to USDD. They are here, they want to go here. If they do it directly, they pay the fee. So what they of course can do now is to take a bit the bypass basically via DMC. So they transfer the USD up to the DMC, sell it on DMC, transfer it back to USDD, and you actually did a swap from the USD here to the USDD on the native side. Can then do with the USDD on native side whatever you want without the fee, because you only moved here. So yes, the DEX fee is gone with the DMC for everything that traders are concerned. Let's say it this way. Because what you have to keep in mind, of course, is up here, you have the normal swap situation. If there is less liquidity or not much liquidity and you try to swap a big volume, you have slippage. If a lot of people sell here, the price goes down here. And we will talk about the price in a minute. But keep that in mind. So it's not that we have the whole liquidity from down here and everything, and it's just the fee is gone. It's just that we now have a market for the USD where there is no DEX fee. So for everybody coming in, and the whole emotional part of the DEX fee, we're saying, oh no, if I now buy the USD, I immediately have to pay the 30% fee and that's bad, which is not true actually, but I understand the emotional part of the whole story is gone with the DMC. This whole roadblock basically is gone with the DMC because anybody can come in, buy the USD for the price on the DMC, whatever price we will have there, and immediately sell it again for the same price, because here you don't have a fee. So this whole part, DEX fee, is gone. But let's dive a bit deeper into that, because as I already said, the price is an important part here. So let's dig a bit into what this price means, so that everybody also a bit understands the connection and why the DEX fee is gone for traders. So they are not affected by it anymore, but it's still good that it's there, in my opinion. So we still have an effect from the DEX fee. Let's first look at the USD price. So that's our USD price, and actually we have more than one USD price on the DEX, on the native DEX, because we have the stablecoin pools, USDD and USDC, which are prices up here. It's going down slowly over the last weeks, but not much happening. You see when it's only moving when someone is trading. And then we have the USD price via the DeFi pool. And there you see you have a lot of volatility, because people, as soon as DeFi is traded, the price changes, and you also have people selling. And now, because of those multiple prices, the effective DEX fee for traders or for users is not the 30%. Because right here, for example, the difference between those two prices is already nearly 30%. So I could, if I say this whole argument about I now buy the USD and I can't sell it right away without a fee. Yes, but you don't care for the fee, you care for the price. So you could buy it here and immediately take the USD and sell it via this pool. You pay the fee, which means you don't get this price, you get the price somewhere here, because it's 30% up, 30% down. So you actually buy it for one price and sell it and get similar price with just a commission and a bit slippage or whatever you did in between, but the effective DEX fee for you is 0, or the commissions and a bit 0 point something percent. Same here, where we had a difference of 30%. Of course, in between here, the DEX fee is higher, because if this spread is going down, you go closer to the 30%. So yes, it's currently fluctuating, and with the DMC, it's gone completely. But this whole DEX fee 30%, it's always 30%. No, effective DEX fee is not 30%. But whenever someone sells, you pay the 30%. Sometimes you sell for a higher price, but you still burn the 30%. So the burn for the chain, the burn for the USD is always 30% of the volume that is sold. But the effect on the user, when you say buy versus sell, is the effective price, and that's the difference. Now, how does this native prices affect the DMC price? As I said, we have the direct arbitrage, so there will be the direct effect on the price on the DMC. So it's not possible, basically, or highly unlikely over a longer time. So I think maybe a few minutes if someone is doing something crazy on the DMC, so buys a lot or something. But over time, we will always see both levels or both prices go next to each other and have the same price, because the DMC price will always come below the lowest native price. Because as soon as the DMC price would be up here somewhere, I could buy the USD for this price on the native side, sell it for the higher price on the DMC side, and therefore I make an instant arbitrage profit, and this price goes up, then DMC price goes down. So over the long term, and long term means a few hours in this case, because arbitrage within the system is usually pretty fast. After a few hours, the DMC price will always be below the lowest of those native prices. So we have native prices of the stablecoin pools and the DeFi pool. And on the other hand, because of the fee, the DMC price will always be above the highest native price after the fee. So here the highest native price is basically at the top here, sometimes the green, sometimes the blue. But with the 30% means that line 30% down. So with my crazy graphics, I try to add that here, that we say, okay, that's the higher line, the highest price just move down, and the area between, this gray area, is now the area or the range where the DMC price will stay in, or would have stayed if the last 2 weeks were already DMC active. Then we would have a DUSD price on DMC within this range. As you see here, we come really close to the 30% difference, so therefore the DMC price would be directly on that level, and here we are now a bit bigger, and the DMC price can move in here. Also means that as soon as we have a strong selling of DUSD on the MetaChain, the price on the DMC will go down, and as soon as we go down below that range, we will have the arbitrage people buy on the MetaChain, sell natively, and with the selling burn the 30%. So there we still have, as soon as we have stronger volume on the MetaChain, stronger trades on the MetaChain, and if it's sell volume, then the sell volume will be mirrored by arbitrage directly to the native side, and therefore burns the 30%. So there it definitely makes sense to still have the 30% fee, or to still have the fee, because you still burn the DUSD with the fee, and if there's a lot of sell pressure on DUSD, you still burn it. If there is no sell pressure and everybody is buying, then the DUSD goes up and we don't need to burn. So everything's fine. So keep that in mind. The price will be somewhere in that area. So the DMC, the USD price can't go right, I don't know, crazy off, can't be at 1 right away, and unless native is also at 1, but it also can't crash down to, I don't know, 0 or 1 cent or something, unless we have the whole strong selling on the on the native side too. So I hope that cleared it up a bit. I hope it's understandable how the prices are connected. Overall, keep in mind, as just a quick recap, native DFI, the circulating supply, is not increasing over with the DMC launch. It's just distributed over more layers. So any additional demand is real additional demand for DFI. And the same goes for all the tokens, because they can be used up here. There will be DEXs, there will be need for liquidity of all those tokens, but they can't be created here. All that demand is direct demand coming from down here, and the DEX on DMC, the DEXs will have prices that are, averaging out at the level of the native prices. Short-term fluctuation, be careful with liquidity, mindful of slippage, but over the long run, few hours run, it will always stabilize to the native prices. So with that, I hope that cleared it up. If there are any questions, leave a comment. Feel free, tell me in the comments what you think, how much demand for DFI we will see on the MetaChain, how much demand for the other tokens we will see, what we will have in the circulating supply change. And with that, I'm really looking forward to the DMC. It's coming soon. I say that for weeks now, and I expect it for weeks now, but it is what it is. And once it's there, we will look at the numbers and definitely make more videos. So until then, have a good one.